face of your unfathomable challenges, you are not alone. In your darkest moments, you are not forgotten. Your hope is our hope. Your dreams are our dreams. Your strength has inspired the world. We will not stop until Palestine is free!
for joining us. Where do we even start? For nothing I can say, even if I stood here and spoke forever, would do justice to the horrors we have witnessed and the martyrs we have lost in this last year. It's been 365 days of genocide and 76 years of ethnic cleansing for the Palestinian people. We gather here to remember and honour all of those so cruelly taken from us in this last year of hell on earth, the ongoing Nakba, in which over 75,000 tons of bombs have been dropped on Palestine by the terrorist Israeli state. We honour the at least 100,000 martyrs who have lost their lives, including at least 902 families erased from the civil registry, whose entire bloodlines have been completely wiped out. The over 16,500 slaughtered innocent children, those who survive only to be killed. Like beautiful Russia, who was pulled alive from the rubble in June, then made a will for who should get her pocket money and toys, even though she was only 10 years old. For these are the kind of thoughts that the occupation has forced Palestinian children to have. Russia did not survive after being pulled from the rubble a second time only 7 days ago. Sidra, Reem, Hind. We will never forget your names, your voices, your faces, and your beautiful smiles. And I am truly ashamed that I cannot share the names of each and every single child taken, because they all deserve so much more, but I know that each one was so precious and loved. The over 20,000 still missing and unaccounted for, either under the rubble, buried in mass graves, turned to dust by the bombs, or abducted by the occupation. Our brave men, painted as terrorists by the West, but who are actually amongst the most kind, educated, humble and generous beings on this earth. Those who dig with their bare hands for days to find their children to no avail. The father who travelled miles to find formula for his new baby girl, only to return with it to find her killed alongside his wife. The father who excitedly went to register the birth of his new twins but had to get their death certificates the very same day. Our brave men who have been abducted, imprisoned, tortured beyond belief, executed in the most horrific of ways. They are the best of humanity facing the worst of humanity. The mothers killed, leaving behind 20,000 orphans. And the mothers who survived only to witness their children torn from this world. We will never forget the screams of the mother whose children died hungry. The mother who, after 7 years of IVF, finally birthed beautiful twins, only to have their little lives cut short by Israeli missiles. The mothers whose tiny, defenceless babies were left to die alone in ICU units as the IOF forced doctors out at gunpoint, then abandoned them. The mothers whose sons were snatched by the occupation and whose fate is still unknown, but they will live in hope for the rest of their days that they are still alive and will turn up again at their door once this genocide is over. The over 600 brave medics murdered ruthlessly, who risked everything and ultimately their lives because they refused to abandon their people when they needed them most. The over 170 courageous journalists who gave everything to expose the truth in Israel's war crimes, and were killed because that is what the settler colonial entity of Israel fears more than anything, the truth. And of course our freedom fighters, who never lived a day of freedom their whole lives on this earth, and grew up as children in a world that simply watched on as their homes were demolished, their schools bombed, their siblings and best friends murdered without any justice ever, whose dreams were as simple as being able to go to the sea. We will never forget your sacrifices. Every red line has been crossed and every humanitarian law has been breached. The veil has truly been lifted, and we have come to see that democracy, human rights laws, the civilised West, it's all a lie and always has been. It's never been clearer before now, and the world feels a different place to what it was over a year ago. And it is true that we never in our wildest dreams expected to still be stood here a year later, the genocide still raging on, and now in Lebanon as well. But remember, neither did they, the Zionist occupiers. They expected, with their sophisticated military weapons and army and navy and air force fully backed by the West, for this to have been over in weeks, for the Palestinians to have surrendered long ago. But 1 year on, they have achieved nothing other than mass destruction and massacres of innocents. They have still failed to defeat a people with no army, no navy, no air force. Because you cannot break a people who are so strongly rooted to their homeland, like the olive trees harvested in it by the hands of our ancestors hundreds of years before us. For each branch they cut off, 10 more will grow in its place. A year later, Gaza has still not fallen, just as it never has and never will. We will rebuild and it will be more beautiful than ever before. So it's been a year of genocide and 76 years of resistance, and we will continue to resist until our people can travel from the Jordan River of the West Bank to the Mediterranean Sea of Gaza, to pray in Jerusalem, Al-Quds, freely, to finally visit the homes stolen from our grandparents, to taste the best oranges in the world in Jaffa, to travel through the beautiful green hills of northern Palestine, to visit our brothers and sisters in Lebanon and back again. Because no matter how hard they try, Palestine will never die. Thank you.
We will be posting new content every Saturday evening, so stay tuned. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss any updates. Join our community by subscribing and stay tuned for more awesome content. Check out more videos on Social Trace YouTube channel, and if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from you. Drop a comment with your favorite bits from this video.